Hey folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back in the building over at Renaissance High School for the Detroit Public Schools Community District City Championship. And I got Coach Harold Harris III right here representing my alma mater, Henry Ford Track and Field. Coach, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. I want to talk to you about mental health based on the great work the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network is doing. When you hear mental health out here coaching these young athletes, what does that make you think?
Pretty much it's all about putting it all together, mind, body, and soul. You know, from the standpoint when you first wake up in the morning, 7 o'clock with a good breakfast, putting the proper nutrients in your body, having the right attitude throughout the course of your day, because you're dealing with student athletes as well. So classrooms is definitely first and foremost. So just making sure that they going about it the right way, having some class and some character throughout the course of their day.
Wow, Coach, I don't know you, but just hearing everything you said, I can tell that you're about discipline, about having a protocol. How difficult is it sometimes to introduce those things that you just talked about, getting a good breakfast, being on time? How difficult is it sometimes to introduce those concepts to student athletes who may not be that familiar with it?
Well, not being familiar, it's all about having the process going over from step A every year, over again, even with the returning students, because you never know the time that they are away from you, they may get off into something different from what you're accustomed to. It's just about redirecting their thought process and their everyday routine to where it becomes routine to where you won't have to say as much every day.
Yeah, I get that. So talk about the uniqueness of track and field. I mean, we got all sports like basketball and football that are like flagship sports for many high schools, but how important is track and field and how unique is it when you're out here with these type of athletes?
Well, coming from the system where I was born and bred, it's very important. It's vitally important, you know, to always two sports, track being your secondary sport possibly, but there's no substitution with speed but more speed. You know, just having the opportunity to get faster or better at your craft, whatever that may be. And who knows, some kids could even go at it at the track route. You know, it's a non-contact sport. We ain't got to worry about concussions. You know, boys and girls, you know, you're able to do that. It could take you very far with a career if you put yourself to it.
Do you think a lot of young people overlook the opportunities that are in track?
Absolutely, because you know it's not media driven within the city of Detroit. So if we're able to push it, I think a lot of the younger generation will grasp it a little bit more than those other sports, say a basketball or a football or even a soccer where there are concussion based, or a lot of concussions is in that. No concussions in track and field at all. You know, a few injuries here and there, but with the mental health piece of it and the training and the therapy, I think you'll be able to push through it.
No, I get that. You're doing great. I appreciate what you're sharing. A few more things too. What advice do you have for new coaches or coaches that may be thinking about kind of wrapping it up because they find it so unique, you know, coaching this generation of athletes?
Being able to find your passion, you know, getting into it for your passion. If it's not in your passion, I understand, but find whatever that niche is. You may not be able to reach all of them, but our job is to just reach one. And if you just reach one, you did their job, and hopefully it can get contagious to other kids and other coaches that you may come through or experience.
Great, Coach. I appreciate that. Anybody want to give me a special shout out to before we let you go?
Henry Ford Trojans. That's all.
Yes, sir. I go with that all day long. Hey, I appreciate you. See you next time. Peace.
All righty.